Hello again on this early evening, back on the East Coast in this wet, humid, and very hot summer that we've all been experiencing. So it's just a little bit of a break here this afternoon and a break from the rain. And we're going to discuss a bottle of Pinot Noir. As I posted earlier, today is Pinot Noir Day. So it's a good opportunity. Sorry, I was a little bit late in posting that, but we'll try to do better for the next one. I know there's a whole calendar of these things, and maybe we can be more proactive on signaling them to you. In any case, this is a bottle of Burgundy by Nicolas Rossignol, who's a well-known, very well-known maker in the Volnay-Pommard area. So very definite, is kind of a geographical location, appellation between Pommard and Volnay, which are right next to each other. Very specific style. As I discussed in a Volnay, also in 2010 by the Chevrets by Rossignol, I did a few, at the end of last year, that he has his own style, which is not, it's not, it's unfined, unfiltered, it's a little more natural. He calls it a reasonable struggle between man and vine, if you want, in terms of getting to the best balance. This Clos is called Clos des Angles, this particular parcel. Angle is angles, as you can see. And we were kind of wondering with the guys before, what does that really mean? Is it not round? Is it square? Is it octagonal? Is it whatever? It turns out it's a triangle, and it's called that way because it is triangle and it's located between three roads, and that's basically it. It's a reasonable size Clos. It's well known. It's kind of right under. It's right. Let me just look it up again because I was looking at that. It's kind of right under Clos des Ducs. So it's a quality, it's a quality parcel, but it's always had its own characteristics as being, because of sort of where it is and exposure, it gets a lot of sun that carries over into part of the night. It is basically something that isn't maintains some. It's a charmer. It's nice. It's really supple. It's easier to drink. It's not necessarily as angular as some of the other parcels in Volnay, and it's also for Rossignol. It's a mix of several aged vines, from 10-year-old all the way to 60 to 70-year-olds, and this is how he makes this bottling. So let's see if this lives up to really what it's supposed to be in terms of what I said, the approach that the wine takes. On the nose, it's opened up since earlier. Earlier it was more tertiary, and I got a lot of ash, which is kind of an interesting, not sort of not an ash thing like a cigarette ash, but I mean a ash, kind of a more ferrous kind of ash that really is dry and captures you from that dryness point of view. Now it's a little more of the usual sort of flower petals, kind of a little bit dried flower petals, a little bit of orange peel. So there's more fruit than there was earlier. The tertiary notes are still there in terms of kind of a little bit ferrous, that sort of iron, pencil shavings, a little bit of mushrooms, kind of earthy. 2010, it's a year that should be drunk now. I mean, it could last, it could age for another 5-10 years, and also depending on the wine. This is a wine that is easier to drink, that it's more of a charmer, and so it's totally within its window. But it's really now becoming much more lively. And again, this is a wine this is a bottle that was opened 6 hours ago. It was great then, and it's very good now, although it's different. As we said earlier, it was supposed to be very round. It is very round, very easy to drink. It's got a nice acidity. It's very Burgundian, meaning high quality Burgundy, that is well packaged. Everything comes well together. This is not necessarily a Grand Cru where you're going to keep looking for layers of finesse and work really hard at. No, this is a very good Premier Cru that's very well made, very high quality. It's got all the notes you expect in a Burgundy. And if you want to have a nice Burgundy on any given night, you can reach for one of those and make sure you're not going to be disappointed. And I think that's really the specific attribute of this wine. Even when you look at the color, just to get back to that a little bit, sorry about the orange background, but it's really still pretty lively, kind of with that sort of, violet sort of Burgundian, note. Not a lot of evolution, just still very lively wine, but it's completely ready to drink if you give it a little bit of air, and it comes into its own as a charming, fine Volnay. Cheers and happy Pinot Noir day. See you soon.